Preparing to buy your very first house. A lot that goes into it for anyone, whether it's your first time house, first time investment property, looking to purchase a home and getting home financing. Before you get to the loan officer, there's some things that you probably want to look at just to help prepare yourself so that you're in the best possible scenario to get pre-approved and have everything ready to go to help you get that house. Number one thing, and I make so many videos on this, but it needs to be brought up once again, is credit score. Check your credit. You need to know where your credit score is. If you don't have one of those credit score tracking apps, which I feel like most people do, first of all, if you have Credit Karma, if you have the Credit Karma app, just delete it right now. That thing is trash. They are the biggest sellers of your information. So anytime you get a million phone calls about credit cards and auto loans and debt relief and all of that bullshit, it's probably Credit Karma. That's why it's free, because they sell your information. Everything you're entering into there, they're selling to other people. And their models are completely wrong for what we deal with in mortgage. They use something called a Vantage credit score, which I've seen is 100 points difference than the FICO 8, which is what we use for mortgage. So if you want to get an accurate picture of your credit, the score, as well as just the overall report, you can access your full entire credit report once a year for free. I'm gonna give you the website right now, www.annualcreditreport.com. That's simple. Go to that website, fill out the details. You can get all three both through Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So that's a great place to get started if you don't know where your credit is or if you don't know what your credit history might look like. You can download the entire report, get the scores, see all the history, and that's a great opportunity because if there are, things that maybe aren't correct or old collections, that's where you can start to get some of that stuff cleaned up ahead of time. But if you don't know where to start it, if it is really bad, or if there's lots of things on there and you just don't know how to delete them or get them off of there, or you don't want to deal with disputing them, call me first. Me and my team have a fantastic credit repair specialist that works for us, and he is a wizard. This dude is amazing. I have seen him take people that had literally nothing, no credit score whatsoever, to the 700s in less than 2 weeks. And I've seen him repair credit as low as, the 400s into the 600s. So just know we've got the resources that can help you with that. Check your credit score. It's important. Score, report, the whole thing. Some quick overall tips just for credit. If you're trying to get the best possible score, the number one most important thing is paying your on time. That is the one thing that is really hard to overcome when it comes to fixing credit. We can't fix the time portion of it, right? If you just had a late payment last month on your auto loan, it's going to take a while for that to drop off unless we can prove that you weren't actually late and they agree to remove it. Set every single bill that you have to auto pay, especially those that are being reported to credit. Auto loans, credit cards, student loans, your mortgage payment, rental payments, all of that stuff. Set it up on auto pay. That way you don't have to remember to do it. And especially for those credit cards, because a lot of the time that minimum monthly payment is super, super low. Set it on auto pay for the minimum. That way you never have to worry about being late because they will kill you and your score. This one's pretty obvious, but do not max out your credit cards. The ideal model, when you get a credit card, let's say it's $1,000 available balance. If you spend $1,000, you're maxed out. That is going to hurt your credit. Month over month, it's going to hurt it because the credit bureau sees you as a risky individual because you've maxed out your credit card. The more maxed out cards you have, the worse your score is going to get. The goal is to get it to 30%. So like I said, if it's $1,000 available credit line, you never really want to spend more than $300 on that credit card. Or if you do, because again, we all have bills and expenses. I'm one of those guys that uses a credit card for every expense that I have, because why would I use my own money when I can use a credit card and then just pay the balance every month? For those of you that have the maxed out cards, work on figuring a budget out, getting those paid down. Again, if you need a little help, call me, I got you. Another one that trips people up is, let's say you do have a credit card that you've had for a long time, like 10 years, and it's been maxed out for a while. You finally paid it off. Your first instinct is gonna be to close that credit card. Don't do it. Do not close older credit lines. It will hurt your score big time. Credit is a very time-based thing. So your very first credit card, if you ever close that thing, it essentially deletes the credit history from that time frame. So if it's 10 years old, you've deleted 10 years worth of your credit. In most cases, it's gonna have a 100-point or more drop when you close a credit card, depending on the age of it. Even if you never plan to use that credit card again, keep it open. If you get a letter saying they're gonna deactivate it, spend like 10 bucks, pay it off when the bill comes. Keep those things open, they help your credit. And then don't apply for bunches of credit cards and anytime you get an offer. If I applied for a credit card every single time I got one of those stupid offers in the mail, it would be really bad. This one trips people up though, the mortgage application. When you finally take a loan application, we do have to do a hard pull. It's not going to hurt your score detrimentally. It's gonna take a few points off of it. We have to get that hard credit pull in order to give you the best possible advice for your loan application. So quick little tip there. And another little tip, if you are tired of getting those those little credit card offers in the mail, you can opt out of that. It's called the opt-out pre-screen. It will opt you out of pre-screened offers for credit cards, auto loans, things like that. And as an added bonus, you usually get a 5 to 10 point boost in your score because it shows the credit bureaus that you're being responsible and you don't want offers being given to you all the time. That's enough about credit. A lot of other videos about credit, but those are the most important tips. Get your free credit report. It's totally worth it. Beyond credit, you want to review your budget. Now, what do I mean when I say budget? In most cases, what I'm meaning is how much available cash do you have to spend between your down payment, the closing costs. There's some things that cost money when you're looking to buy a house, especially up front. And many times you have to pay for a home inspection. That's going to tell you if the house is in good shape, if there's any problems with it, if it's got a roof falling in or AC about to die. Inspection is money well spent, but that's money up front that you got to spend. There's definitely some costs involved. So you want to figure out what your total budget is and know that there's no wrong answer. I have conversations every single day with clients, and that's one of the first things I ask them. Is what do you have saved up for your down payment? And it's always this,
well, not very much. Like I've got, maybe like $2,000.
That's okay. I can work with $2,000. I once had someone said they only had $500 to work with. And I was like, no worries. I got you. We found them a house. Just know that your budget will play into what I do when we finally do that loan application, which is the perfect segue, because after you figure out your budget and how much money you have available to spend, where you kind of want your monthly payment to be, that's when you come to me. You have a conversation with your loan officer. We talk about your goals, all the money you have, what your plans are for the house. Is it going to be for you to live in, an investment? You're going to have it for 5 years, 10 years, all of that stuff. We'll have that conversation, and then you'll take that application. From there, I'll be able to go in and, based on what you told me, provide a loan solution or an opportunity for you that will be the right one to help you get into that house and be affordable, because that's the whole name of the game, is affordable housing. And I'm here to make it happen for you. And then from there, it's pretty simple. Once you've filled out that loan application, keep in mind you're not done just by filling it out. Typing in all your info, tell me how much money you make and how much money you have in the account. All that's said and great, but I live in a trust but verify world because we're in the mortgage world. So I'm gonna trust you on that application, but I'm not gonna send a full pre-approval or pre-qualification letter until I verify everything that is in that application. That means I'm gonna need your pay stubs, your W-2s, your tax returns, your bank statements, divorce decrees, whatever it might be, right? There's gonna be things in the application which will result in me needing some sort of documentation. The faster you get that documentation to me, the faster I can issue that pre-qualification and the faster you're out shopping for homes. So don't wait till you find that home. I recommend starting this process a minimum 3 to 6 months before you actually plan on purchasing. But these are some great tips that will help you set you up for success. And at the end of the day, if you do have any questions, you need help getting started, just give me a call. There's a quick inquiry form on my website. You can just type in your name, phone number, email. You can even set an appointment on my calendar if you want to chat for 10 or 15 minutes, regardless of what your situation is. I'd love to have a conversation with you and see how we can help make you a homeowner today.